Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Monday the 12th of September. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. First we will take a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. In between days 11 and 15 there is some model agreement and consistency from previous days for temperatures across the majority of Europe to be very close to climate averages, though perhaps just trending slightly below normal across some central and eastern areas of Europe in particular. Between days 6 and 10 a similar temperature trend is evident, and once again there is model agreement and consistency to suggest that temperatures are likely to be very near to climate averages, though perhaps just trending slightly below, again particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe including Switzerland and Austria for example. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, with the exception of some southern areas of Europe including Italy and Spain, where temperatures are likely to be near or trending slightly above climate averages, the remainder of Europe is forecast to have temperatures either near or trending 1 or 2 degrees below climate norms. And we now take a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail. In between days 11 and 15, as we move towards the weekend of the 24th and 25th of September, confidence levels are medium to high, given that there is good model agreement with regards to temperatures being very near to a climate average of around 13 or 14 degrees Celsius. Between days 6 and 10, as we move towards and beyond the weekend of the 17th and 18th of September, as you can see within the highlighted red circle, there is once again generally good model agreement, with the majority of the available forecast models quite tightly packed with regards to signalling temperatures being either near or just slightly above a climate average of around 14 degrees Celsius. Temperatures may be just around 1 or 2 degrees above, but no extremes of temperatures are forecast between days 6 and 10. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, you will notice that there is high confidence, given that there is very good model agreement for temperatures to initially start around 1 degree above climate averages, though dropping to generally near climate averages, which is around 14 degrees as the week progresses. It is also worth highlighting that a solid red line on all of the available model comparison graphs is my specific temperature forecast throughout the forecast period. And finally, it should be noted that there is little or no signal for any extremes of temperature across the United Kingdom within the next 7 to 14 days. And now moving on and taking a look at the expected European temperatures in some closer detail. On the latest West European map view covering days 11 to 15, you can see that all of the available forecast models have temperatures to be very near to climate averages across the majority of Europe. There is little signal for any extremes of temperatures between days 11 and 15, and there is model agreement and consistency for this over the last few days. Using the latest France model comparison graph as an example, you can see that within the highlighted red circle, which generally covers the 11 to 15 day period, the majority of the available forecast models have temperatures to be very near to climate averages, though perhaps just trending 1 or 2 degrees above a climate mean of around 17 degrees Celsius. The solid red line, as represented by my specific temperature prediction, also signals temperatures to be just around 1 degree above climate norms between days 11 and 15. Between days 6 and 10 there is very little difference than compared between days 11 and 15, and that is for the majority of the available forecast models to have temperatures very near to climate averages, though perhaps just trending either slightly above or slightly below climate norms, particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe including Switzerland and Austria for example. The latest model comparison graph from Benelux, for example, helps illustrate this situation, and as you can see, the majority of the available forecast models between days 6 and 10, within the highlighted red circle, have temperatures very near to climate averages or perhaps just trending slightly above, and as you can see, represented by the solid red line, I also expect temperatures to be very near, if not just slightly above, climate averages. Some of the recent GFS deterministic models are mild outliers. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, many southern areas of Europe, including Italy and across to Spain, are forecast to have temperatures generally trending 1 to 3 degrees above climate averages in association with some particularly warm weather. In contrast, many other areas of Europe, particularly some central and northern regions, are forecast to have temperatures either near or trending 1 to 3 degrees below climate averages. And now taking a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And over the next 5 to 7 days, many areas of Scandinavia are forecast to have precipitation totals generally above climate averages, particularly across some northern regions of Sweden and also many northern and western areas of Norway. However, some central areas of Sweden, for example, may experience precipitation totals generally trending slightly below climate averages in association with some local and regional variations. And within the longer term, as we move towards the latter half of September, precipitation totals are forecast to be generally below climate averages, particularly across many central and eastern areas of Scandinavia, including Sweden and the majority of Finland. Some far western areas of Norway may experience precipitation totals near to climate averages, but overall a predominantly drier than average second half of September is forecast across Scandinavia. And now taking a look at global weather alerts which highlight significant deviations from normal. And a continued signal that over the next 7 to 10 days in particular, temperatures are forecast to remain well above climate averages across many western areas of the United States, but trending generally 2 to 4 degrees below across many central and particularly eastern areas of the country. There is a continued signal from the latest forecast models from many areas of Australia over the next 7 to 14 days to have precipitation totals well below climate averages. With the exception of some far southern areas of the country, precipitation totals across many areas are forecast to be less than 2 or 5 millimetres, which is considerably below climate averages. Some areas may experience little or no measurable rainfall over the next 7 to 14 days. And finally, the trend for below average precipitation totals also extends to many southern areas of Africa. Precipitation totals are forecast to be well below climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days, with some regions experiencing little or no measurable rainfall again within the next 7 to 14 days. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.